Okay. So, for instance, probably you're in an institution where you probably send bulk SMSs, at times bulk letters. There is what you call mail merge. When you are merging up some letters and merging up with some numbers and what, there are moments whereby you could avoid any spaces in your sentences or rather in your numbers. So how best can you be able to remove these spaces? So there's a simple formula that you use, which you call substitute. What you do, you just say equals, then you say sub. Immediately just press sub. It gives you it suggests for you. When it suggests for you, before I go forward, let me make this emphasis. The territories that we are stepping in are not the territories for memorizing. What I would want us to do is to know what is possible. When you know what is possible, you easily be able to find an answer. So if you find for instance, you find numbers that have got spaces in the near future, and you want to deal with them, you don't have to memorize that. Okay, I need substitute. It works like this, like that, like writing the whole of it. No, just know that there is a formula for it, and that formula probably you can remember. It's called substitute. That's all you need to remember. The nitty-gritties and everything, you will get to know them as you practice it more. But don't try to memorize it just here and then. You will find it difficult. All this information which I am showing you right now, it is there, it's full time on the internet. The only thing that I'm showing you what is possible, then you'll easily follow it up. If you have got challenges, you can get in touch. I can be able to remind you. Alright? We're using the same one which we were using yesterday. It's under formulas. It's the second row under F4. Okay. So now, no, there are no permissions put there. The third folder, no permissions. Anybody having challenges opening the third folder? No, you've probably gotten you've gotten one which is emulating that folder. You haven't gotten the actual folder. Yeah, that's what I should suspect there. Alright. Okay, but no problem, we'll still be able to catch up on that one. Okay, so now, when you say substitute, down here, Excel will always give you the information that you need to do next. So after saying substitute, it's asking you, which text do you want to deal with? So you go and select the text that you want to deal with. So for instance, this is the one here. I click on it. I pick the text, then I put comma. The next thing is asking me, what old text in that do you want to remove? Okay? So in this case, I'm not going to remove text. I'm going to remove spaces. So in Excel, spaces are represented by quotations, two quotations, but leaving a space in between. How is that? I put a quotation like that, then space, quotation. Double quotation rather. Okay? Then I say comma. Then now, I want to replace it with a new text which doesn't have a space. Now, how do I represent that in Excel? It's double quotation and double quotation without putting a space. Then I close. Is it clear up to that point? Okay, see what will happen afterwards. Have you seen what has happened to the number? Have you seen what has happened to the number? Okay. Now, what will make you easier to understand this is this. Watch this. For instance, if I say This is Excel. Okay. All right. And in this sentence, I want to remove the word is. Okay. If I want to remove it, I'll say equals. Then I will say substitute. What am I substituting? Or from what text? This is the text which I'm substituting. What do I want to remove? The word there. But because there is a string variable, it's a string variable. You remember, for those who are doing SPSS, a string variable? Okay. Because it's a string variable, not a numeric variable, every string must be put in double quotation to tell Excel this is a string. A string is you are using letters. Okay? It's in text form. So I put double quotation, then I put is, then I put double quotation there, then I say comma, then I put what do I want to replace it with. If I just want to remove it, without replacing it with anything, I just put a blank space. But if I want to replace it with another word, for instance, R, I'll put two quotations there, then I'll put R there, then I'll put double quotations again, then I'll close. When I press enter, you said is has been replaced by R. Are we clear on that one? My good sir, there. Are we clear? Okay, who's behind at that point? Okay, where are you behind? You haven't found this? Yes. You have seen it? All right. Yes, please.
So when you're dealing with numbers,
what I mean when you're dealing with numbers, this is what I mean. Like for instance, I come here, I say I want to remove the 0 in this side. So since I want to remove the 0, I'll just come here and put 0 without the quotations. Then I press enter. Have you seen that 0 is gone? So every 0 which was there is out. I didn't have to put 0 in the quotation because 0 is a numeral. Is that clear? Sorry?
So what is only in the quotation?
So there are two things which are doing. So the substitute formula is a way to you have to find the thing that you want to work on. So you have the definition. That's the one which comes first. Put it here. So the thing that we want to work on is this one here, B20, the cell B20, which is this one, right? That's the first thing. Then the second thing is what you call the old text. The old text is the text which is there right now, in here, but is the one that you want to replace in the new text here. You have seen it? So if you may, you can just pause for us the door. You can just pause for us the door. Is it clear? It's clear? Okay. These basics which I'm showing you right now are the ones that will take us through to all other bigger formulas. So have you understood this part? Have you understood this part? Okay. So now that you have seen it, so our aim at first was just to remove the spaces and press enter. When you do that, you just Sorry? How to remove the spaces? I just put the double quotes. Yes, those quotes. When a space in Excel, when you want to call a space, you put double quotes, then you put a space, then you put another double quote. This is why you have this. Let me see if I can zoom further. Okay. What I'm saying is this. Have you seen this number here?
Yes.
It has got spaces, right? Aha. So what do we want to do? We want to remove the spaces, right? Aha. So now, how do we remove the spaces? The first thing is that we have to go where it says text. When we write the formula, here it's telling us what text do you want to work on. We select which is this one, I. Then afterwards we put the comma, this comma here. After we put the comma, we go to odd text, right? What is the odd text? The odd text is telling us what character in this cell that you have selected here do you want to remove or substitute, which is space. Now, how do you represent space? It's by putting a double quote, then space, double quote. I've put them here. Or I started anew. Okay. So what I'm saying is equals substitute. Okay. Then I need the text to work on, which is this one. I click on it, then I put comma. What do I want to do? Which old text do I want to remove? This what? Spaces, right? So how do I represent spaces? I put double quotes, then space, then double quote. Then that space, what do I want to replace it with? I want to replace it with nothing. So how do I represent nothing in Excel? It's double quote, without putting anything. Yes. Aha. That's what, because we want to replace with nothing. Yes. Then afterwards you close it. Enter. That's how we arrive to that. Then from there, you just hit that, it works out for everything else. Sorry? Where? This is 0 here. The 0 here. You wanted to move it to go out. 0 is not a space. Remember that 0 is not a space. Why is it still there? Oh, no. When I do a rabbit running down, that one is what it's doing is this. Please get this one clear, right? Instead of me repeating the formula to all these by typing it, Excel helps me to replicate the same formula throughout. How does it work? Have you seen this formula here? Have you seen that it's telling you that this one is dealing with B2? Have you seen? So the next one here is what? It's going to be what? This one will be what? This is B21, right? So when I come here, you see that you've got B21. The next one will be what? B22. Have you seen? Now the reason why we are doing that is that this formula should, if I do the same formula, let me do this. What I've done is that I've locked the cell right now. Okay? Then I press enter, then I drag that. Have you seen that these numbers have repeated themselves? Why? Because the reference is stagnant to the first one. Now, if I don't want it to be stagnant to the same one, I just remove these dollar signs. When I remove the dollar signs, when I click on that after I've entered, if I click on this solid square, it will replicate the formula, but it will automatically, yes, be increasing. It will go from B20, B21. Is that one clear? Is it clear? Okay. Okay, I'm spending much time because these basics are what you would with everything that we're going to do. Yes, please.
When you want to replace maybe the
with an underscore. Okay. You still have to use the quotes. Let me put that one underscore, then press enter. Still have to use the space. Yeah. The quotes. Yeah. Just do it for numeric. Without, when you're dealing with numeric, you can leave out the quotes. But if you want to treat a numeric as a text, there are times when you want to treat numeric as text, because the database or the database settings of that dataset cannot allow numerals, but can only allow text. So you might have to disguise your numeral as a text. Don't worry about this for now. Okay. All right. Substitute. We are good. We go to how to use the right and left. So now, if I'm dealing with the data which is consistent, okay? So, for instance, my data, I don't want it. Yes, sir. Sorry? Yes, I've gone to another point. Yes. The dollar signs. No, we'll have the lesson for them. We'll have the lesson for now. I just did that to try to explain the, yeah. Okay. So now, right now, I want to show you how you can be able to pick data out of probably a sentence or something. Now, the formula that you use, there are two formulas that you can be able to use that work from right to center. Okay? So for instance here, I want to pick out which best way is can I do this? Okay, what I will do is that I will duplicate this one to make this example easier. Okay. Okay, now for instance, if I'm told that I want just to pick out only the first 3 letters or the first last letters, how can I do that? Or the first last characters in a sequence of numbers or words. How do I do that? So what I do is this. I just say equals right. So when I say right, which means it will pick data from the right side. So it is asking me which text do you want to work on. I pick that one, then comma. Then it's telling me how many characters do you want to pick from the right side of that data. Okay? So right now I want to pick from, how many characters do you want me to pick? 3? Okay. So I can't pick the first 3 because I'm starting from the right. So I will say 3, which means it's the last 3. When I press enter, you see that I get the last characters. So that's how you pick up the last characters. Okay? And when I click on that, it replicates it for all those which I am dealing with. Okay? So if I come here and change this to 6, it will also change there. because it's a formula and it automatically updates. This is a video, yes. That's why the video is good, better than notes, right? Okay. So is it okay if you can try out this in just 1 minute? Try it out. What I've shown you, can you be able to try it out? You already tried it out. Yes. So we are all up to date. Okay. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. Like, this was just you are just settling. If you are just settling and all of you have got the same problem, you will need to dismantle it. Because we always need to have somebody who is like basis. Yes. Okay. All right. Okay. We have done right. Do left. I don't need to show you how to do it. Left. Can you do left? Delete that and do left. Delete that and do left. Yes. Okay, spaces are recognized as characters. Okay. So now we see what problems you can have with the spaces. Okay? Welcome.
So if you say the formula is right, it's right. Then for equals is right. And then you write the number that one.
Yes. Yes. But now this is why I meant to say, I say that first, that I don't want you to memorize these things. Trust me. I have a lot of formulas that I know but I've not memorized. If you ask me now to start writing those formulas now, I would fail to write them. What I do is that some complicated formulas, I just know that I can be able to do this. Then I can just quickly go back to my reference. Oh, this is what I'm supposed to do, and I do that. I think the world, there's too much knowledge in this world. The knowledge has increased, and the level at which we can be able to consume that knowledge is too slow compared to how fast the world is moving. So we have to be creative on how we can keep that information. If it's something that you do daily, you have to memorize it because you do it daily. But it's something that you do at intervals, then it also be at intervals on your memory. You get the point? But you just know that you can be able to do this. Okay, I hope it has worked for me. Okay, so left we don't have a problem. Let's deal with another function, which is does anybody know the difference between a formula and a function? Because Excel, when people who use Excel, they interchange functions and formulas. Now the function, when you talk about a function, you see this formula when you say find, behind somebody has written a code in which how this must work. So they're saying that, okay, when you do this, when someone enters this must go and pick this. That is a function which is working behind. But when we write this, what you will see there is what you call a formula. But behind the function. I hope you understand. But anyway, it's not necessary. Because by the way. Aha, that's true. Okay. All right. So now we want to use, how do you use the find? Uh, for instance, you want to locate a particular letter in your sentence. You would want to find that letter. Okay? This is a little bit similar to the find which you find here. This one here, find. When you come here on under the home tab, when you go there and they say find, then you say, okay, I want to find the probably Dockers, something like that. Then I can go and say find. Then everything has moved automatically there. You are able to find. Okay, it's a little bit similar, but now the one which you are dealing with the formula is like this. I say find. If I say equals, then I say find. I have to be able to state which character, which letters am I dealing with, which sentence or which cell am I dealing with. So I click that one. Then what do I want to find in that letter? So probably I want to find O. Okay, O. Find text. Stick the number. Equals find let's say I want to find how do they do this? Where have I missed it? Not writing all the names. Okay, let me work on it. I'll get back to it. Okay, let me work on it, then I'll get back to it. It's supposed to return a numeric variable. Okay, I'll work on it then. Just as we are still doing this, I'll work on it. Okay. So now, if you want to do a concatenation of data, for instance, you're given data it is got two. It has got two. You've got names, surname and first name, but you want the data to be in the same cell. How do you do that? So you do some concatenation. What you do is that you can first say equals, then you can highlight the cell that you want to concatenate, then you put the ampersand. When you have put the ampersand, then you put a space in between. If you don't, let me not put a space in between. Let me first just put it like this, then that, then you see what happens. This. Yeah. I remove one, then I press enter. Okay. So I've concatenated two names, right? I've joined them. You've got Jones, and you've got Banda there. Have you seen that? Okay, let me do this again. Concatenation in Excel is when you want to join two texts together or two numbers together, whichever it may be. You're bringing them together. You're not adding them, but you're just joining them. Okay? You're just putting them together. Haven't added. No. You've got one in this cell and you've got the other one in that cell. So I want to bring them together. Right? So this is usually useful when you are probably dealing with the names. When you're entering data, they were entering separately, first name and last name. Right? Now you want to put the first name and the last name together. You see that? So how do you do that? At times you would want the first name to go first, so that, but you'll see it later. So now I want to join them. What do? I say equals. Okay? When I say equals, I pick up the cell that I want to deal with. Then I put ampersand. What do you call it yourself? That one. So when you pick that one, you also pick what you want to join. Then when you have picked them, just press enter. It picks and joins them. Okay? Yes, you can put space. But now, how do you put the space? How you put the space is this. When you double click on it, you have to tell Excel also, I say, I want you to add a space or to concatenate a space. Remember, a space in Excel is not a space. It's a character. So I want to add another character there. And this character which I'm adding is a string. Okay? So for Excel to know that I'm adding a space there, if I just put like this, let me do this. Because you will try it out and you will forget and it will not work out. I put a space there, like that. You have a problem. But how does Excel recognize? I have to come here and put quotation marks, double quotations. You remember that? Double quotations like that. Now it remembers that you're putting a character of the space. Then I press enter, it picks up and you have your name with the space. Alright? Sorry? This one? Okay? So at times you would want it to be Banda Jones. What do you do? So for Calvin Mwale, kindly do a concatenation for Calvin Mwale, but should be Mwale Calvin, whichever it is that word. I know. It should be. I do it again. For separation. Okay. So why they are saying that they have seen it is because this form, when I click on a cell, on top here, on the formula bar, you will always see the formula there when you have highlighted the cell. Okay?
When you want to put a space, every time
okay. I needed to specify when you're putting a space, remember a space is a character itself. So since it's a character itself, you are going to add it. So that space you're going to add it to, you're adding it to John's. Remember what you're adding to John's. Then after you've added to John's, you also want to add it also to Barney. Isn't it? So you're going to pass. So which means there must be a note here to tie me to John and a note to tie me to Barney. So I need to put 2. So out of the space, I'm not empty here. I need the notes to be tied to the other one. Those who are for the other one. Get it? Now, if you see that, you know how you can add 3 cards, you can add 3 ways, you can add 4 ways, 5 ways. Just have to continue adding numbers and after the way. Okay? You got 3 names, yes. Okay, so you have got 3 names, right? This is what I'll do. I'll pick it up from where I left here. Have you seen I've add John's Banda? This guy is John's Banda Mwale, okay? So I come here and add another ampersand. So if I add there, I come and click on Mwale. Then I press enter. You see I've got John's Banda Mwale. If you want the space, No, I will not put the space for you. Okay? But now that's how you do it.
So, if you want to put maybe a letter in between, but you don't have that.
You want to put a letter in between?
Yes.
Oh, okay. You just want to put an initial.
Yes. But it's not part of the first name and the last name.
It's not there. Okay, where there is a space there, remember where there is a space, you can come under the space there, you replace it with the probably F. Sorry, it was outside. It's supposed to be in between there. So you replace it with F, So now if I press it with F, right now, because I've not put a space, it will be held up together. Have you seen that? But now, there's a simple trick. Instead of you putting too many ampersands, inside the F there, you can, inside the F, you can add some spaces inside. It works out. You see that? Bandamani. No, that one is yours to do. That one is yours to do. I'm not going to separate Bandamani. That one is yours. Because I've already shown you. Okay. So, we have dealt with concatenation. But now, this one is just for a bonus. You can also use the formula. You can use a formula. There's a concatenation formula, which is equals, then you say concatenate. Then when you're concatenating, you select the text that you're dealing with. Then you say comma, that. Then you close it, then you press enter. Alright? It's the easiest, huh? Okay. So the formula is equals concatenate. Then after you've done that, you go and select the cell that you want to concatenate. Then you put comma, a comma, then you put the next one there, then you close it like that.
So if you want to put space.
Now if you want to put space, there's a small trick which you can do. Before the comma, you can put a space there, and you press enter. Oh, no, it's not working. You can put the double quotes. Double quotes, yes. So what you do is that you put the double quotes, space, double quotes, then comma again, then press enter. You can't run out of double quotes. Have you seen it? No, you're not using ampersand. What it's doing now, the ampersand there is a little bit of a less function. But this one is a function that is working with the ampersand in the background. Okay? Yeah. So that's what you do. Then if you want to do it to the rest, you just double click on that. All your names are dealt with. Always remember that thing of just double clicking there. You have to make sure that your data has been cleaned. You don't have spaces, because when you do this, it will just break when it finds that there's a space below. Right? What I mean is this. Let's do this. Do this. I go to set. Okay. Have you seen what has happened? Because of this empty space here, when I double clicked here, let's see. I double click here, bam, it stops, because when it came here, it saw that these strings were empty. Okay? So just remember that data cleaning is important. Data cleaning is important. Okay. So we have dealt with concatenation. Now, before we deal with separation of texts, okay, before we deal with separation of text, do you know that Excel allows you to count the number of characters in a word? And it's simple. So I want to count how many characters are in John's bundle. Okay? So what I do is that I just say equals, then I say len, a short form of len. Then I click on the text that I want to do that. I close, I press enter. It tells me it has got 11 characters. But if you count, if you count the letters, what do you get? So Excel is wrong, right?
No, this is
correct. Spaces have filled a lot of data analysis. Len equals len close open bracket close bracket. At this point you should know. Let's say equals len open bracket. You select the text, then close bracket. LEN len. Sorry? What's what? The text. When you say text, you are selecting a cell which has content. So when it says text, you just go and select the cell. Okay? Yeah. Okay. So now we have known that we can be able to to remove the spaces. Okay? Alright. So now I want to separate. Okay? I want to separate John's banda. I want to put John's aside alone. For instance, you're given data, it has got both first name and last name. How do you separate the first name from the last name? Why do you want to separate? Okay, I believe you have been in situations whereby you are given, for instance, I am Emmanuel Nirongo. That's my birth name. But in my profession, I become Dr. Nirongo, right? So my data is given to you as Emmanuel Nirongo. So you want to change it into Dr. Nirongo. So you have to remove the Emmanuel, remain with the Nirongo. Then there you add a doctor to it, isn't it? Isn't it? So yeah, so take it as it's a group of doctors. Alright? You see this. It's not always that you have to use both names. It's not always that you have to use both names. And when I say I give an example of names, it's just an example for it. There are many more things that you can be able to use it for, to separate text from the other. Okay? So now, for me to separate, I have to use this formula here. I'll put that formula also in the file there. So for me to separate, I go and say equals. Then I say left. Okay? So I want to get John's, I know. So for me to go to get John's, I go to say left. Then what I'm going to do is that what text am I want to deal with? It is this text there. What do I want to deal with that text? I want to do comma. Then I want to say I want to find, because you see that there is a space between John's and Banda. So I want to find a space in that. Okay? So I'll go and say find. Then I want to find the space in that text. But the text, find doesn't know the text. I want to find a space in what text? This same text here. I click on it again. Okay? Then comma. I add one. The one which I'm adding there is for the space that is in front. So plus one, which is 1. Okay? The one is for the space. Yeah, which is there, yes. Then close. Yes. 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 Okay. So when I do that, I-35, yes. The same I-35 which we said left here, we're also finding it there. So now what we have just done is that we are combining a formula. There is a formula, the formula which we are using right now is left, right? But in left, we put find. Okay? Then you press enter. That's how you get there. There is a challenge here. Yeah, it leaves out Banda. Because we are starting from the left. It's still the same. You want to remove the center name. Okay, that one is different. You will not use this one. Yeah. What you do is that you actually you have to find the length. Then you have to subtract the first left and subtract the last right, then you remain what remains there is what you keep. Okay? No, don't try it now. Don't try it. Don't try it. Don't try it. Okay. Try it. Just look at the formula or how it's working. You want to put doctor. You want us to put doctor. Yeah, you go back to concatenation. So you write doctor in a different column, right? Yes. Concatenation. When you concatenate it. If you want, you can even leave out the one. Yes, you can leave it out. Yes. Yes. Sorry? Yes. Try it out. Add the Mutare at the end. Okay, so now let's deal with another one. Okay. So what I want to do now is to get the surname instead of the first name, right? So what I'll do is this. Let me do for the same Jones. What I'll do is this. I want to do it in two ways. So what I'll do first, let me get for this one. Here I'll put equals length. Then I just want to get the length of this. Okay. Alright. Then let's get the surname. Okay. So now to get the surname is on the right side now, okay? So what you do is say write equals write, then you select the text that you have to deal with, then you say comma. Now what you want to do is that you want to know the length of the text there, right? So the length of the text there is you say len. Rather, before saying len, you can just get the length because you have already found it there. Then after you've gotten the length, you subtract it. Okay. Sorry? Our objective is to get the surname. Then I forgot just to get one thing at first. No, not to get banda. I forgot to get the length of the first name. Okay? So I'll have just to add some more things here. So for instance, I want to get the length for the first name. So to get the length for the first name, which is this one here, I can copy this one. Let's do this. Okay. I want to add some more columns so that I don't do a lot of shortcuts. Set. Okay. All right. What we want to simply do is that we want to get the last name. When you get the first name, after you've gotten the first name, you count its length. Then that length of your first name, you subtract it from the length of the whole name, so that you remain with the last name. Okay? Now I will go step by step. That's why I meant to say, so that I don't jump a lot of steps, I will first go with getting the first name, right? So to get the first name, I go to say left. When I go left, I click on that to find that empty space which we are looking for. So we're saying find. What do I want to find? An empty space. A space. Then after I find the space, where do I want to find it? I want it to find it in there. Then even if I don't put that at the end, sorry. Yeah. Okay, Excel did it for me. Okay. So when I found that, I can copy this. Remember, it's in the formula for mine. I can copy this and paste it. Paste it as what? As a value. Because I don't want the formula to appear. Okay? So now how do I paste as value? I click, then I come here and say paste as value. So when I do that, the formula is out. Have you seen? Are we together? Okay, you left click, yes. Right click, sorry, to up there. What? Remember I showed you how to get the length of the text, right? Now when I've got a text, I want to know the length of it. So how do I get to know that? So I do this equals. First I need to know the first name. Okay, since you already know the first name, you know how to get the first name, right? Huh? Okay, so what I'll do is that I'll copy this first name. Sorry, I'll copy this first name on its own. I'll do the manual work here. Control copy. I come and paste it there. Okay, we have jumped to that part. So that we do two things at different points, then we'll merge it when you have understood all the different components, right? Okay? We'll come back. I'm trying to make it as simple as possible for us to get it. So now I want to find the length of John's, right? So how do I find the length of John's? See? Length, then I click on John, then I close, then I do that. It's 5, right? There's no problem with that, isn't it? Okay. So now I found the length of John's. Now I also want to find the length of John Banda. This one here, right? Okay. I can remove this P there, which is there. Okay. I want to find the length of that. So what I'll do is that I'll say length, then accept that suggestion, click on that, then enter. Gives me 11. Okay. So now the formula I'm going to write, I'm saying that I want to subtract this 5 from 11, so that when I remain with that one, I'll get the answer. You get the point? Okay. So I say equals, then I'm saying right. So when I say right, sorry, I pressed enter, equals right. Okay. What do I want to do? On the right side, I want to deal with this. Okay. Comma. Then I want to find the length. This length is for which one? John Banda, right? Okay. So which is it? This one here, isn't it? 11, Then I subtract, isn't it? I subtract this one, isn't it? Then I close it. Then I press enter. Then I have Banda. I've tried to put it into stages. When we have understood this point, now we can write the whole formula. You see why data analysts get paid so well? Sorry? This last name. To separate this last name from the whole name. At first we were just getting the first name. And now we want us to get the last name. So now what have we done? Look at it very well. This one is very as simple as it could be. Alright? So the first thing which we have done, this is the length of the first name, right? We know how to get the first name, right? Do we know how to get the first name? There's no problem. So this is the length for the first name, right? Now this one is the length of the entire name. Then there, what we are doing is simple. What we are saying is that on the right side, have you seen equals right? What am I going to do? I'm going to deal with this text here, this one here. Then I do comma. Then what am I subtracting? I'm subtracting 11 minus 5. You get the point? So this one is working on it to do that. Then you just close it. That's how you come up with Banda. Yes. Don't worry about that space. It is part of the 11. Remember it's part of the 11? But one thing we can do is, remember, no, there's no problem with it. Because when we count John, there's got 5 now, numbers, right? 5, right? If you want the space to be included, just add 1 to it. You see that? Okay, let's not go there. Let's not go there for now.
Oh, just John.
Sorry? Thank you. It was also my overlook. So, what he's saying is this. When we are subtracting, we are leaving a space to be Banda. Yes. Now, that space, you can deal with it by increasing banda. How do you increase banda? Banda is 5 characters, right? Okay, I want you to look at it very carefully. It's 5, right? It's 5. But remember this side there's a space between this. So what if I include that space, it will become 6. So if I just click 6, see what will happen to banda. There's a space before banda, right? So if I press 6, then press enter, the space is gone. Have we gotten this one? Now, I've thought on how basic I can be able to give it. Okay, let me do this. I do it again, isn't it?
Yes.
I'm going to do it again. The objective is to get the last name. The last name. No. At first we're getting the first name. Yes. But right now we are getting the last name. So first name, we have called that chapter. Isn't it? So what? First name. Did you come late? No. When we are closing that chapter, we agreed to say we are fine. We can't go back to it. You know when we're closing a chapter, if you're not clear, it's best to tell us. When we reach at this level, going back, we can't. We are recording right now. So the recording will help us. Okay. Please bear with me. Eh? Okay? Alright. So now, our objective is to get the last name. Right? The objective is to get the last name. Get the last name. How do we do it? To me, to get the last name, I need to know the first name. So instead of me starting to write the formula for the first name, I'll just copy the last name, copy it, then I'll paste it here. Okay? I've copied and pasted the last name there. So now I'm saying that equals, I want to find the length of the first name, then len. When I do len, I click on the last name to find the number of characters. I press enter, I found the number of characters. I need to find the number of characters in the whole name, which is equals. Then I say len, then I click on that, then enter. I found the number of characters. Now that I found the number of characters, I'm going to use the right formula. Alright? The right formula, the way it goes is that you say equals right. When I do that, I want to deal with this data there, the whole name. Right? That's the one I'm dealing with. That's the text I'm dealing with. Then I say comma. Now what I'm doing that, remember I'm starting from the right side, right? I'm starting from the right side. Okay? So what I want to do is that I want to subtract. What do I want to subtract? I want to subtract 11 from 5, isn't it? Well, using 5. Let me see. So it's I'm subtracting 11, okay, minus the 5 here. Then I press enter, and I get the bundle. Yeah, I get the point on the space. For now, it's because I'm using this stage by stage. That's why we are having that challenge with the spacing. Now, when we write the whole formula properly, we will not have that problem. Okay? We're together up to that point. Now we want to do it using the entire formula. But in this okay, let me do this. I'll use the formula to get. Okay, so I'll say equals. Right now I'm just getting the first name, right? To get bundle. Which method are you using?
That's using the right.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Using the right.
yes.
So where it is find, you bracket space, the cell, comma 1, yes.
Oh, you're using the right.
Yes.
Okay.
You can set to trim. You can remove that to trim the space.
Okay, okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So you use the right instead of the left.
I use the right, just straight right.
Okay. I had done that. I think there is a problem which I saw. That's why I left it. But let's try it. Probably I might remember. Equals. When I say
Equals
right,
the cell, where it is,
then comma find,
then you set the space, comma, the cell, then comma, 1, then you close the brackets.
okay, then you still find the bundle and you spell that. Okay.
So to remove that space, everything else I put in switch, that's a very related switch.
Yeah.
So I just apply this one.
Okay. Alright, we can still use the same one. We can still use the same one. Okay. Alright. No, we can still use the same one. Then you can be able to use the trim. Okay.
Remove the space.
Uh-huh. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So now you are able to do that. So it's easier for you now, isn't it? It's easier for you. But let me just show you this one. Let me show you this one. Just in case tomorrow you find any challenge, you might have to get back to this one. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is that I have to first find the first name, which is equals. Then I say left. Then I select the text, then comma. Then I'm saying find. Then the text which I'm looking for is I want the space, comma, text, comma, sorry, comma 1, and I close. Okay, right. Then now for me to find the last name, what I'm just doing is that equals right. When I say right, I select the text which I'm dealing with, which is that one, comma. Then I go with the length of my main text, length of my main text, which is this one. Then I close it. Since it's a formula here, I close it. Then I subtract. What am I subtracting? This one, John's. Okay, so I can click on it. Then I press enter. Left out a bracket. For the length.
Because you are subtracting from the length. The length of that, the whole the length of the whole John and Banda. Then you want to remove J35. What is J35? John. You want to remove John.
Oh, okay. So now I have to, thank you, I have to put the length there. I have to put the length, then close it. Okay. That's how we get the bundle. Okay. Okay. Yeah, the space is gone because you're using what you're now using is the entire formula with the length. Have you gotten it? The reason why the length as the space has gone is because your data now, what you're using is that you're using the length, the entire length. So there is no that part whereby we're copying. When we copy, we leave that space out. You get the point? But now in the length, that space is being included in the number of characters. Yeah. John's is 5. But now when you're dealing with that length, you are getting 5 here because I'd copied only the letters. But when it is in this format, when I do that length, here it calculates 6 here. Okay, a number of people here say, okay, that's what you're seeing there. Okay.
So meaning you want to find out the total height and you don't find out. You won't come up with the data.
If you want to what?
Go to cache the basic. You want to find out the total height.
Yes.
Using those Jones and find. Since Jones just won't come up with 11.
No. Okay, you remember that first the reason why I did that was for us to move stage by stage, right? Remember that. So what I did was not professional, but was for easier understanding of what the stages are. Okay. So when I only copied J to S. I didn't copy J to the space there. When I brought it here, it had now 5 characters. But right now, when we're dealing with this here, when we're saying the length, the 11 length, the 11th is coming because of the space which is there. Right now, they are 10, isn't it? If you count these ones, they are 10, isn't it? Yeah. Let not the space miss me. What's the... Just a moment. Okay, so what I've done right now, I want you to see what is coming out there. Let me press escape. Okay. I want you to see what this one is giving us. Lane, this lane here. So I highlight it. Okay. Then I press F9. Have you seen what it's giving you? 6. Have you seen? So instead of 5, giving 6. We copied Jones without a space at the beginning when we were putting it in a different box. But right now we're not copying it. We are writing a formula for it. Have you seen? Okay, let me quickly escape. Have you seen this lane J Shanchan, which is this one here? This one here, it's a formula which is here. Okay? Yeah, let me put escape. I come here. Have you seen that this is a formula? It's not just copied values. Here, what you're seeing here is a formula, right? Yeah. So this formula which I'm talking about there, let me do this. When I come here and I highlight find here, then I press F9. Have you seen that it is 6? That find is having 6 characters. So when it's picking Banda, it's picking them with 6 characters. Yes, with a space. Because of the formula. But when I did it manually, I copied only 5. It's a good question that you are emphasizing on. These are small things that kill. Those small things, space, what? Okay? Alright, I think we are good at this, right? We can move on. Okay. I think the gentleman for SPSS is not yet here. Can we push it a little bit until the person comes in? Isn't it? It's fine? Okay. Alright, so we have done with how you could be able to separate the names. Let me see, is there any other way down here? Okay. Okay, it's always on time. Alright, we've come to the end of our lesson. How did you fare with the homework?